welcome to another episode of
Dad and Andrew's Garage. We got a great episode for you today, folks. We are doing a fancy new car. What is this one called, son?
We are doing the Stutz Bearcat.
Well, actually, it's the Stutz Blackhawk. But you can make anyone can make the mistake. I think I've even seen a couple of entries when I was researching it on YouTube that call this the Bearcat. And Stutz originally did have the Bearcat, which is what Stutz was known for. But hey, we got a lot more the info we can tell you on this once we get it up on the rotating car stand. What do you say, son?
Let's get it up on the rotating car stand.
Right on. All right, here we are, folks, up on the rotating car stand, the Stutz Blackhawk. This thing was made from about, 1971 till about 87 or so, by the Stutz Motor Company that was rejuvenated back in 71 to make this here luxury car. Because the old cars, the old Stutz Bearcat, and these old the Stutz vehicles back in the 20s and 30s, actually, there's no real representation. I think Chrysler and another group got together to reinvent the brand and make this particular car as a luxury vehicle.
The company shut down twice.
I guess that's right. And what Hot Wheels year was this, son?
This was the 1982 Hot Wheels issue.
That's right. So this is a 1982 Hot Wheel. So as you can see by the Hot Wheel, it is pretty rough here. It used to have some pinstripey type paint, but that's sort of off. It's a kind of a dirty car. We found this one in the flea market. And, the wheels are a little play worn. The windows are kind of foggy. Anything you see on that, son?
To be honest, I think it's so foggy it even looks like there's no window. There's a bit of an additional fake tire. It's really play worn, and the top decal is melting off.
Plus the paint is pretty rough looking, and but I think that we can turn this into a cool red line. What do you say?
Well, if you have all the right parts, and sure, I think you can do it.
Well, all the parts are there. I think I think it lends itself to being a nifty red line. So I think I'm gonna turn this into, maybe this is something, if it was around in the day, if they did a red line of this, I think it would look pretty cool. So that's what we're gonna try to do.
Yeah.
And here we are, folks. The Stutz, not Bearcat, the Stutz Blackhawk. That's right. And, I've taken the liberty of drilling the posts out on this and doing some tapping. So we're good to go, and we'll take her apart. So here it is. We'll see what this has inside. So take it apart here. Comes off. And here's the body. It's kind of light, not as sturdy as some, but, typical of that time frame that Hot Wheels was made. A lot of scrimping and saving. So, here it is. Pretty basic. And it's got this, the foggy glass. Yeah, it's it's a very soft plastic as well, as you can sort of see, very, very bendy. So I don't like this. A lot of the other Hot Wheels around this era, maybe a little later, had this base, the actual cockpit, molded into the glass that just folded underneath. So lucky it's just the glass that's like this, but I think we'd be able to make it a little better. So we'll try that out. So we got the glass. We got the body here. And here we are. We have the sweet little cockpit, and, pretty plain. At least it is one of these detachable two-part ones, as you can sort of see, right? And, so we're going to give this interior, clean it up and give it a nice color, give it a bit of, because black, well, the whole thing's black here. It's a pretty boring car altogether. Down it goes there. And right here, of course, we got the base. And it's a pretty robust base there with a whole grill, headlight, signals, light section. Wheels, not too bad, and fairly good nick, considering the rest of this car is kind of worn looking. And, of course, here we are. And like I said, I had to do a lot of research on this car because, as you can see on the bottom, there's absolutely no name for this car. It didn't say Stutz Blackhawk. It just said, Hot Wheels, Malaysia, Mattel. And that was that. So I had to do a lot of looking on the old Hot Wheels wiki to see which car this was. And after a little while, I did find it. So here we are. We have the vehicle. And the only other thing left now to do here is sort of get this body sorted out and give it a little, I don't have to do too much to this body because this paint is that old type that comes off really easy in the stripper. So I may just give it a little hit with the steel wool and drop it inside. And then we should be good to go to get started on this Redline Stutz. All right, folks, as promised, I said we give this thing a little scratch with the steel wool, and we have. You know, you just want to get it started a little bit. So look, maybe if the decals start peeling a little bit or looking like they're coming off, that's probably good enough in the scratching department. A little bit on the front as well. Now, I have done this already. This is just to show a little bit of what you'd have to do sometimes, especially more the newer Hot Wheels. You know, you want to get it started so that when you drop it in, that stripping actually, the stripper actually gets in these little grooves and starts doing its thing a little quicker and a little easier. So here we are. We are now going to drop it inside the old stripperino here. And there it is. Blink. And there we go. Inside. And we'll leave this alone and let it do its stuff for a little while. And then when it does, we can get a shining, buffing steel wooling to get that body nice and smooth. So we can shine it up and make it look good for Spectre Flame. And after, we're going to have to do something with these, the base and the wheels and everything. So yeah, stay tuned. Here it is, folks. I didn't have any wheels on it, so I couldn't make an engine sound. But as it stands here, here's what we got. We finally put this out of the stripper. It's looking pretty good. I've given it some sanding and some steel wool, and now I'm just about ready to go to polish. And I've already polished the base of it a little bit, so that's nice and shiny, as you can sort of see. And that'll be ready, and I'm sort of on the fence here about giving it the old gold trim treatment. Make this thing look real fancy. I think that should be looking pretty cool. But as it goes, yeah, it didn't turn out too bad. The casting was pretty good. It took minimal sanding. And yeah, I think once she's sort of set up, I think it may look pretty good. So anyways, here we are. Here's where we are. And we are going to go forward from here, bring this, shine it up, bring it to the paint shop and the base as well. I'm also looking for some tires. What I have to do next is get some axle tubes in here so that we can put some Redline tires on it. After that, she'll be good to go. All right, folks. And here it is. Shiny as chrome. We're ready to get this to the paint, which looks pretty good right now, and the base as well. So the only thing we got to do now is give it a little bit of the old gunk engine degreaser. And then once we give that a few hits so it's nice and clean and it'll accept the paint, we should be good to go. All right, folks. And here we are. We've done the usual because we're making a red line. We have put the bearings on and the wheel hubs here. And you can sort of see, as you can sort of see there, we've JB welded the axles in place here. And we've also we've cut the channels on the axle tubes, put in the stick pins, and put a little crazy glue there to keep them moored along with the bearings. So that's good. We also gave this a nice Spectre Flame gold paint. And the reason I painted the bottom was, one is because it keeps that thing from tarnishing. And another is because I really like the, it's a luxury car, so I figured, why not? Let's give it a little bit of a luxury look. So yeah, there it is. We're just about ready now to get closer and closer to the completion of this build. All right, everyone. Okay, we're getting down to the very end. I have already taken the windshield here, and I have sanded it down with some very fine grit sandpaper to give it that smooth look. And now we're going to dip it into the old floor wax here. And there we are. Give that a little bit of a dip, and let it come out. And we'll also let it off. There's always a little bit of extra here, and we'll just let that. Look at that. Just get rid of some of that. Get it off. And check it out to see. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And the back too. There's always a little bit of extra here. But we're going to sort that out. And we'll leave it here to dry just on the corner. And I also have put a little bit of white here on the cockpit. I think the white is going to be nice. And I'm just now mulling over putting a little bit of white pearl on there too. Just because it is a luxury car. And I thought that would be cool. But yeah. Here we are. I think we are just about ready to get this thing put together. So stay tuned for that. All right, folks. And here we are at the end of the road for the Stutz Blackhawk. It's been quite a journey, this one, but I think that we didn't do too bad a job there, son. What do you think?
I think we did a really decent job.
Yeah, okay. Well, tell you what. No use keeping everybody waiting. Without further ado, let's get ready for the reveal. All right, folks, and here we are, our brand new and improved Stutz Blackhawk. What do you think, son?
I think it looks really cool. The orange and blue make a really nice touch. I don't know if it's yellow or not, but still, it looks really cool.
I know it's not too bad. I kind of like the look of it. It's sort of what I used actually was Spectre Flame Gold because I thought, give it that gold look because it looks like one of those special edition red lines. And I really think that this particular car lends well to being turned into a red line. How about you?
I think it does a really good job on being a red line.
I know. Well, tell you what, yeah, we used the Spectre Flame Ice Blue paint, gave it a nice pearl white interior, put on those cool tires again, and we gave the chassis a nice Spectre Flame Gold, which I think makes it look like a luxury car because, after all, this was a luxury car.
I'm speechless.
Well, that would be a first. All right, son, well, tell you what. I'm pretty happy with the way this is, and if you guys like what you're seeing out there,
like and subscribe and share to your friends.
That's right. And we want to thank you very much for your patronage, watching the channel, and stay tuned with us because we're going to have another one coming up soon.